Hello, my name is Jaden. It is the 10th of May. This is video number 10, and I've decided that I am going to write my book today. I haven't written my book since before lockdown started. I haven't put any writing on into my novel at all since before lockdown started. Like 3 months ago. And I feel very bad about that. So today I am going to put a whole buttload of work into writing my book. And so this video is just going to be a time lapse of me writing, and maybe there'll be like a voiceover if I can be bothered doing that. There'll be a voiceover of what my book's about. But yeah, enjoy a wonderful time lapse of me writing. And I made myself iced coffee again to give myself the writing in a coffee shop atmosphere that I'm used to. That's when I do my best writing, and that's probably part of the reason. That's definitely part of the reason why I haven't written in a while. Because I haven't had the right atmosphere. I'm used to writing in Cafe Nero and Costa with their really, really good hot chocolates. I miss Costa's ruby hot chocolate so much. So good. So my book currently doesn't have a name, but if you know anything about me, you won't be surprised to know that it is a gay romance novel. It essentially follows the story of two boys in this world where on your 18th birthday you get a letter or a message telling you the name of the person that you are destined to be with, your soulmate, your perfect match. And while on the surface it sounds quite cute, I took it quite dark. This was a prompt that I read on a writing prompt Tumblr several years ago, but I went quite dark with it, and over the years it sort of turned into a eugenics program. So what it is the government matches people up based entirely on their genetic makeup to pair people who will have the least chance of creating children with genetic deformities. Meaning that in the distant future, where the time period where my book is set, the majority of genetic illnesses have been eradicated. My book follows 3 main characters, and I tried to put a lot of emphasis in these characters on having representation for lesser seen sexualities, especially in literature. So, while I did describe this as a gay romance novel, my main character, or one of my main characters, as the book is written in multi-perspective, one of my main characters is Zachary, who is homoromantic asexual. Another character is Mateo, who is pansexual, and Mateo's younger brother, who is straight and trans man. I am very, very happy that I included him in the story because he was an OC that I had for a very long time, and he gets to transition throughout the story. So when you first meet him, he's not transitioning at all, and he's living as his birth gender, but he eventually transitions throughout the story, which I'm very much enjoying figuring out his storyline and how it fits in with everything else, and he's a good character. I like him. I like all of my characters. My 3 boys are very, very fun. I've just realised I'm having a pretty hard time getting back into writing this. And I think I know why. The problem is that I have become so invested in my D&D character that I have no or very little interest in my book characters now. Because they aren't as developed as my D&D character is. So that means I have some work to do. I have some character development work to do. So that's going to be fun. Because, no, they have a lot of development, but I haven't put that into the story yet. They haven't had that development time, like, in the writing, because I'm only 7 pages in. Which is a lot for me, by the way. I usually don't get past, like, the first paragraph. I've had this idea since I was 14, and the past few times that I've attempted to write it, it's not gone very well. But yeah. Also, I'm really tempted to write my D&D character story up, novel style. I might do that later. Today is actual, like, a novel I'm gonna publish. Or a novel I want to publish, potentially, at some point in my life. Today is writing that day. But, ideas. So many ideas. I'll be honest, whilst it breaks the #1 rule of writing, I don't plan. Or I try to plan as little as possible. I understand that planning is important, so like knowing where you're going is definitely important, but my planning is entirely based on notes. Because oftentimes I'll plan and then something will happen that makes me change my mind. I have a tendency to let my characters take control. Sometimes I'll create a love interest and then the two characters just don't get on. Even though I'm the one writing it, they tend to go off on their own. So, whilst I definitely have a vague outline of where I want the story to go, and I have ideas for where it will end up, I don't have a strict outline for this I don't have a strict outline for where this will end. And I prefer it that way. If I write in something that's completely irrelevant, it doesn't matter. I can always cut it out. If I write in something that foreshadows and then don't actually put in the thing that I'm foreshadowing for, I can cut it out. It's the joys of editing. With the joys of editing, who needs to plan?